Hello everybody and welcome to the explanation video of Materalize by Anthony Vasquez. We are here at Twister Magic and I am very happy to receive you at this video tutorial in which we are going to go step by step in how to perform the trick and also how to fix the gimmick in case you break it. We expect and we hope you are not going to do that, but in case that happens, we got you covered and you'll have a part of the tutorial with Anthony explaining you how to thread again the elastic for the flap in case it breaks, okay? So let's go into the contents section. Okay, these are the contents for your Materalize trick. As you know, there's two versions, King of Diamonds or Queen of Clubs, okay? So inside you get two plastic bags. One of them contains the gimmick itself. It's already made for you. It's kind of an instant reward. You can take it out and perform the trick. But before you do that, please make sure you watch Anthony Vasquez in just a couple of minutes explaining you in detail how this works, okay? In the other plastic bag, you receive three things. The first thing you are going to notice is a double back blue card. This is actually to be able to switch the gimmick card for an actual Queen of Clubs or King of Diamonds, depending on the trick you bought, card in order to give it for examination at the end, okay? So make sure you get you see this, okay? Also, there is the video card of the trick that you're watching right now, so I assume you already found this card. And also another small Ziploc plastic bag in which you get 50 centimeters of elastic thread, okay? This will be very helpful and handful in case you break the thread, the elastic thread on the flap. This thing can happen. We expect and hope it does not happen, but if in case it happens, Anthony Vasquez got you covered, explaining you how to thread the gimmick again. It's very, very simple. It's just one simple loop with knots, so it's going to be simple. So these are the contents. As I said, in one plastic bag, you get that double-sided blue card, the video that you're watching right now, and the extra elastic thread. And in the other one, the gimmick itself. So you wanna know and see how it works. So time to present you the great Anthony Vasquez from Peru.
Hi, I'm Anthony Vasquez. And before I begin with the explanation of this trick, I would like to direct to you thanking you for trusting me, for trusting in this magic trick. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank a lot to Twister Magic and for trusting me and to the great team that is behind Twister Magic to make this gimmick possible. Now, before I talk about the explanation and execution of this trick, I would like to tell you a little bit about the story of this trick, how the idea was born. I really like to play a lot with flaps and gimmicks. Yes, I will say that elastic thread is my best friend. But mainly, I was inspired by an idea I saw by Sansmine, the name exposed. Yeah, the context of that trick is a magician will take a card, will tear a piece, will put it together, and from that little tear piece, a white card will rise. This is exactly when I was blew my mind. Like how a white card will rise, like it looks like actually like CGI. So this is how this effect was born. I play a lot, I add more flaps, gimmicks, and then this is what you're looking right now. Now, let's talk about the execution of the tricks. Okay, welcome to the explanation of the trick. Now, as you can see, there is two versions, King of Diamonds or Queen of Clubs, depending on the version you bought. They both are the same. One of the most important things to know is the flap. But I consider that also another very important thing to know and take care of is the handle or lever on the back. This is made with nylon thread and a card. So this lever will help you to, if you lower it down, to paint the card white. Crazy, right? This is how you can create the illusion that the card is born from nothing. Now, pay attention here, because I'm going to explain you the handling of the trick and where the fingers have to be positioned. So these have to go down this way. This can be in my pocket or any place you want. I'll take it out. Normally, I'll take it with my right hand this way, pushing that flap so it does not open. So my left hand will go towards the flap to grab the flap and allow me to remove my right hand. Now, very important, my fingers. I'm gonna use my ring finger, okay? My ring finger goes right in the corner of the card. The middle finger goes right next to it. Very important, these two fingers are just in half of the card, not in the other half. This is very important. The index finger will keep a very important role to hold the handle or lever and lower it down to create the illusion of the card going up. My thumb goes on the bottom. Now, if I just push with my index finger, I create the illusion of painting. Now, I recommend you to do it slowly and also moving the card. If you move the card at the same time, it creates the illusion. If it's this way, I don't like it that much. So if I move this way, it looks better, right? Now, remember, do not do it fast. Do it slowly. So it looks like it's being born from nothing. Now, I just move the hand and I just need to relax my two fingers, the ring and the middle. And then if I relax my fingers, the flap will be activated. I'm gonna do it again fast. So I'll take it out of my pocket. My left hand secure the flap, then ring finger, middle finger, and index finger on the handle lever. Thumb on the bottom. And now I move slowly, and then the flap, I just move my hand at the same time so the flap will activate easily and it will be more magical this way. Now, when this happens, with my left hand, I'll take the card this way. This is kind of like the presentation. And then at the time of turning the card, my right hand goes towards the little handle or lever here to cover it this way. And then I turn it again to show the card. Super simple, isn't it? This is how you do Materialize. Now, with the King of Diamonds, it exactly works the same, but because of the way of the shape in the king, make sure this little tip of the king figure is a little bit up, so when you rise the white part, there is no problems operating the gimmick.
Hey, it's me again, George Iglesias here at Twister Magic. Okay, so now that you saw a little bit of how the gimmick operates, it is very important that you know how to force a card. I know you are a professional magician probably watching this video and you will be like, oh, come on, George, I know how to force a card. But you might be also an amateur that bought this magic trick from a magic shop and you are not 100% certain in how to force a card. There is many ways of forcing a card, but I will just go quickly into two different forces that are very easy and not complicated. And of course, if you are a professional magician, you can use a classic force and so many forces, okay? So in this case, I'm gonna use the Queen of Clubs as the example, but it can be also the King of Diamonds, and I will place it on top this way, okay? So now I'll do what is called as cut deeper force, or sometimes they used to call it Balducci force. It's very deceiving, very simple, and it's just about this. You ask someone to cut a little pile of the deck, approximately a fourth of the deck. So they will cut, and then you say, please turn it over. They will turn it over, and then you'll ask them to place that pile on top of the pack. Okay, now you'll say something like, okay, now please cut deeper now. So about the third of the deck. So they'll go deeper this way and cut again, and then you ask them to turn this pile again one more time and leave this on top of the pile. Now, after this process have been done, you say, okay, so you cut a pile randomly, right, of cards, you turn it over, then you cut deeper and turn it over, okay? Now, please do me a favor and take the first card that is facing down and do not show me. So this card will happen to be the top card from before, in this case, the Queen of Clubs, okay? So I'll do it one more time. Queen of Clubs on top, all right? So I say, please cut a fourth of a pile, turn it over. Very good. And then cut deeper and turn it over, okay? Now, remember, it's very important that you recap here for the audience what's going on in order also for their minds to be a little bit or even more confused. So they say you cut a pile, the exact, I mean, it was not exact. You cut as many cards as you want, then you turn it over, then you cut deeper and turn it over. So at random, one card might be facing down. Please, do you mind taking it out? And that card will happen to be the Queen of Clubs or the forcing card, okay? So this is cut deeper force. And another one, very simple, I'm going to show you now, is the crisscross force, published in so many books of magic, and it's also very deceiving. So Queen of Clubs or King of Diamonds, depending on your trick, is on top, okay? And I riffle down the cards and I ask the spectator to say stop anytime, okay? Ready, say, go. So let's say they say stop here, and I say, okay, I'm gonna cut, mark the cut, and now look at me, okay? Did you stop me whenever you want? Yes? Okay, please do me a favor and take your card right now. Quickly take your card out. And of course, this card will happens to be what it was the top card before, the Queen of Clubs, okay? So how it works, I think it's very simple, and you'll notice the card goes on top, okay? You say stop. Originally, this is called crisscross force because it's a couple of piles that are placed like in a cross shape or form. I do not like it that way because I think it's not deceiving enough sometimes for a person that uses a lot their thinking and they are very cautious looking at you. They can recap the actions. So I rather, instead of using the cross shape, I like to use a diagonal shape, which is a little bit more confusing, and in my professional experience, it works better. So once again, card goes on top. I say stop. They will say stop anytime. I drop this pile on top of the table, and I put the other one diagonally this way, okay? I also use what Juan Tamariz uses a lot, you know? Like I just drop and let the cards go. It's just an attitude thing that is very important in order to relax, to let them relax and know that nothing is tricky is happening here when it's actually happening, okay? And then I have to misdirect their point of view from these piles a couple of seconds. So normally I will say like, hey, look at me. Did you stop me whenever you want? Fantastic. Now do me a favor. And now I grab the top pile and then I force the card. If I grab this pile and say something like, okay, pick a card, there's many cards to pick from, okay? And you are forcing a card. Actually, I said, please do me a favor, take your card. Sometimes you can even push that one and say, take it. Apply a little bit of pressure. This is important. So they take the card and the card is forced, in this case, the Queen of Clubs, okay? So now I will go into detail in how to switch the gimme card for the Queen of Clubs that you will perform in a minute. Okay, how to switch then the gimme card for a regular one? Well, first you need to find in your deck the card that you force. This card has to go facing up on top of, and then you use your double blue card on top this way, okay? Now you do a get ready of 2 cards, right? And a break underneath, a pinky break, okay? So simple, you perform the trick that the card changes into the Queen of Clubs. You place the Queen of Clubs, in this case it can be King of Diamonds, and then you do a triple lift. Actually, you are adding these to the 2 that are on top of my pinky finger. So if I turn everything, I am able to take this card and give it for examination, and this card happens to be, of course, the Queen of Clubs that just appeared in the deck. And of course, here my double back card will be covering my gimmick with the lever. So that's simple. We'll do it again. This card goes here, face up, this double back. I do the trick, and then you have to do it one hand, right? And then, of course, you have to have your pinky break under the 2 top cards. you do the gimmick, and then you place the queen of clubs, turn, and give it, and you switch it already. Magic.
Okay, welcome back. Now at this point, I'm going to explain you how to repair the flap in case it breaks. Do not worry, it's very easy to simple, and that's why you have this plastic bag with extra elastic thread for you to fix it in case you need it. Now, I'll take the thread, you need scissors, and a needle, very important. Now, let's show you in detail how to fix the flap. Okay, now take a look. So, if the flap breaks, first of all, you need to open the plastic bag with the elastic thread. And how long does it have to be in order to fix the thread? You'll learn it now. I'm going to grab first the elastic thread and pass it through the hole of the needle. Now, when I do that, I just pull it this way, and I'm going to estimate approximately, yes, 20 centimeters, about 8 inches of elastic thread. I just give it a cut there. The other piece, it's helpful for another time if you need it. This is very important. I don't know if the camera will catch this, but there's 4 holes. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the only thing you need to do is to thread those holes and simply connect the dots, creating a loop of elastic thread. I would recommend always starting by the back of the card, here or there, it does not matter. So I'll just go first through the first hole, here, and then I go through the second hole. Now, to prevent the thread of escaping, I'm going to grab it here with my left hand, so I make sure the thread will not pass over the hole. Now, I'll go through the third hole this way, like this, and then through the fourth hole. You can push it against the table if you want, so it's easier to do it this way. So now, with the needle passing through this hole, I am ready to make the knots. So now, how do I make the knots and how many? This is very simple. First, stretch the elastic a little bit. Do not do it hard so you will break the elastic. So relax. Just a little stretch. Now, you are going to make the knots this way. The first thing I do is I just grab with my 2 fingers, and here I have the needle. So, I just move my hand this way, like getting ready to make a knot. And then I just cross on top and under to create the first knot. Remember, the flap will always work, so when you push, do not push harder. Just do it slowly. Now I do the second knot. Now you need to pull it tighter this way. And now in the third knot is just to finish the knot on the loop. I just recommend it to do it 3 times if you wish. You can do it 4 times if you wish, but with 3 is more than enough. Now, I just have to cut. How do I do it? I just, very important, grab the card. I'll do it again. I pull the elastic thread. My fingers will hold the card, and I will just cut close to the knot, and that's it. The flap is already fixed. And as you can see, the flap is working back again in shape. This just in case the elastic thread breaks. Okay, this is the end of the video. I really wish you enjoy Materialize. And once again, I want to thank Twister Magic for trusting in my ideas and for making this project a reality. This is absolutely crazy. I cannot believe it. I just look at the packaging and I cannot believe my trick is in the market. And I want to thank you for trusting me again. So if you need to contact me or you have any questions, feel free to do it at my Instagram page here at Anthony Vasquez V. And that's it. Thank you very much.